we want to talk about some validated predictions. I'm going to share the clips where I speak on Zelensky and the corruption over in the regime over there in Ukraine, being called out for money laundering and embezzlement, throwback kickbacks in some of the Ukrainians' pockets, as well as it will come out the West as well. So basically, Ukraine. This started with some of his top officials, but the latest prediction that I predicted is that his head man, the one that's always on camera with him, sitting with him in conferences. I'm not going to say the name because I got my channel taken down last time. I don't know why, what was so relevant about this guy, but anyways, he has resigned, as I said he would. I knew he was going to book. So the next person they go to would be Zelensky himself. Now, I don't know how far they'll dig into that. I said they'll dig. But what they're doing is they're digging into and cleaning out the Ukrainian regime and calling out the corruption there first. And then you're going to start seeing this happen in Europe and then the United States. Now, Europe is going to be a swipe. So many, no, I shouldn't say so many, but there's going to be some people that fall in Europe. I'll say some, I'm putting it lightly, in Europe. The UK, they're going to fall for the corruption. It doesn't necessarily have to be a world leader. It could be someone right under them working, right? So keep that in mind. Then they're going to come into the United States and they're going to wipe. And one person that comes to my mind is Hunter. And I've spoke on this for 2 years. I'll say it again. I will not change my mind. Hunter will be called out in some way. I know he's been pardoned by Daddy, but it's still going to hit the media where he was involved with Burisma and other energy companies in Ukraine and maybe some other people under Biden's administration. But we'll have to wait and see. That may come out later. Right now they're worried about, and they're cleaning out, and they're about done with Ukraine, and they're going to start with Europe. They're going to swipe in there and start looking at those offshore accounts in Europe. And then, yeah, it's just going to go from one place to the other. So I'm going to share the clips, and we'll see you guys soon. And you guys can let me know what you think. What's going to happen next? Zelensky, I have a question for you. It's going to come out very soon, and I spoke on this on many videos on many occasions. It's going to come out really, really soon that you have taken millions and millions of dollars from the West. News to come regarding the country you, their leader Z, and money funneling. And people that work under Z as well.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to my commentary. It began just after sunrise as Kyiv braced for another cold November morning. But instead of air raid sirens, it was the quiet knock of investigators on a private residence that sent a shockwave across the country. Anti-corruption officers arrived at the home of Andriy Yermak, the man long regarded as President Zelensky's most trusted confidant, the strategist behind every major negotiation, and the second most powerful figure in Ukraine. Within hours, he would no longer hold that title. The search was swift, calculated, and according to Nabu and Sapo, officially sanctioned and conducted exclusively at his place of residence. Detail offered almost defensively, as though the agencies understood how politically explosive this moment already was. But the public drew its own conclusions. You don't raid the home of the president's right hand without shaking the foundations of the state itself. By noon, Yermak submitted his resignation. No televised address, no emotional statement, just a brief confirmation that the search was procedural, that he had fully cooperated, and that he was stepping aside. It was an exit so abrupt that it instantly became a story in itself. For a man who had stood beside Zelensky through war, negotiations, sanctions, battles, and Western diplomacy, the silence was deafening.